It started on one of those afternoons where the air still smelled like rain, the pavement dark and slick under the yellow glow of parking lot lights. Little Maya Thompson, 8 years old, hair in pigtails, white summer dress fluttering just above her knees, was holding on to the hem of her grandma's shirt with one hand and a cold soda can with the other. They just walked out of the corner market chatting about what movie to watch later when the bag gave a little shake. The can slipped after he hit the wet asphalt and rolled away, right toward the line of police cruisers parked along the side. Her grandma, still mid-phone call, saw it too late. Maya, baby, don't. But Maya had already taken 2 small steps forward. The can wobbles by, stopped just under the front tire of a squad car. That's when the door swung open. Officer Brad Keller White, broad-shouldered, face hard like it had been carved out of stone, planted one boot on the ground and barked, "Stop, hands where I can see 'em." His voice ripped through the quiet, so sharp even people 3 rows of cars away turned to look. Maya froze, her dress clinging to her knees from the damp air. The soda can sat there harmless and silver in a shallow puddle. She crouched to pick it up like any kid would, just as Keller's hand went to his belt. "Put the object down." Now he yelled again, but his arm was already up, gun drawn, sights locked on a child who barely came up to his ribs. Her grandma screamed, "She's a kid!" But the gunshot cracked before the words finished leaving her lips. The sound was sharp, final, like it cut the whole parking lot in half. Maya stumbled back, then collapsed, soda can still in her little hand now splattered with red. The crowd gasped. A young guy shouted, "What the hell is wrong with you?" But 2 other officers pushed him back. Phones went up recording, then hands grabbed at them, trying to make the footage disappear. Keller's voice came over the radio, cold and flat. "Possible armed resistance. Threat neutralized." They loaded Maya into an ambulance. Her grandma sat right beside the stretcher, eyes wide, silent, like her voice had been stolen. The paramedic worked fast, pressing gauze to her side, wrapping her small body in blankets. She wasn't crying. That almost made it worse. Across town, Judge Marcus Thompson, Maya's father, was in his chambers signing off on case files when his phone rang. The words were quick, clipped. "Your daughter's been shot. She's alive, but it's bad." He didn't yell, didn't curse. He just stood there staring at the nameplate on his desk and said in a voice that carried its own weight, "I'll make the system look her in the eyes." News of the shooting spread fast. By nightfall, a shaky video surfaced, Maya bending down, holding up the soda can, then the flash of the gun. No aggression, no threat, just a kid in a white dress. The caption read, "She was 8 years old." That hashtag Maya was it, started small, then caught fire. Teachers posted pictures of her empty desk. Parents wrote, "How do I tell my kid police can shoot you for holding a soda?" Marcus didn't need the public outrage to act. He dug into Keller's records, 7 prior complaints for excessive force against black civilians, all handled internally. Buried in those files, a handwritten note, pattern of overreaction when alone with black subjects. Never filed officially, never acted on. Then came the leak, a training audio clip where a voice said, "See black skin react fast. Don't wait to see what they pull out." It was the kind of thing that makes your stomach turn, not because it's shocking, but because it explains too much. Marcus filed a petition to the federal court, violation of civil rights of a minor, request for public investigation. It wasn't just about Keller, it was about the system that had kept him in uniform. The subpoena reached high pulling and the police chief supervisors, anyone who'd signed Keller's reports without blinking. Days later, Maya woke up in the ICU. Her first words barely a whisper. "I'm scared." Marcus came in not in his robe, but in a plain dress shirt. She reached out not for his hand, but for the brass badge on his chest. Her eyes said what her lips didn't. "Is this strong enough to protect me?" He told her he had put one of her drawings, purple sky smiling sun, at the back of the case file, not because the court needed it, but because no one should forget she was a child before she was a victim. When the hearing came, the courtroom was packed. Keller was brought in, eyes down, no more swagger. Marcus, standing at the bench, didn't look at him. He looked at the panel, at the cameras, at the faces in the gallery. Who fired the shot isn't the only question he began. The real question is, who let him carry the gun? The video played on the big screen. No sound but Keller's command, put the object down. Now then the shot, Maya falling, lights back on, no one spoke. You could feel the truth hanging in the air, heavy and undeniable. Marcus didn't raise his voice. We can't write thousands of pages of protocol, then shrug when a child is shot, calling it personal error, because this error was built into the very structures you are here to defend. The ruling that day approved a full federal investigation, not just into Keller, but into the chain of command, the training, the buried warnings. For the first time in over a decade, the system wasn't treating a case like this as unfortunate, but isolated. It was calling it what it was, a symptom of rot. In the weeks that followed, more files surfaced, other names, other victims, same patterns. The hashtag shifted from #Maya was 8 to #justice means change. And while Marcus prepared for the next round, Maya was at home lying in bed running her fingers along the edge of her bandage. One night she asked her mom, "Did Dad tell them I'm good at drawing?" From the hallway, Marcus answered, "They saw your drawings. One's in the file." He didn't say it to comfort her. He said it so she'd know that somewhere in that mountain of legal paper, her colors and suns and smiling houses were still there. A reminder that the person they were fighting for wasn't a case number, but a little girl who once believed the world outside her school was safe. And that's how it sits now, a child with a scar, a father with a file, and a country staring at a question it can't keep dodging. If you were sitting in that courtroom, hearing the tape, seeing the video, would you call it a mistake or a choice? Tell me in the comments, because this isn't just about Maya. It's about what we let happen in plain sight.